What's happening, everybody? It's Dave Bowen, the last honest marketer, and man, what a beautiful, beautiful day. And I have a powerful, powerful message for you that will inspire you and inspire you to take massive action and to change your life, okay? To get the mindset and the attitudes that you have to change your life. And what we're going to talk about today is something that we talk about a lot, something that I've talked about a lot, something you've probably heard a lot, you may have read a lot about. If you've read Think and Grow Rich, then you've heard all of this stuff before. But today I'm hopefully going to give it to you in a little different perspective, because that's how it was given to me. And it was given to me in a different perspective by Earl Nightingale. And if you have not heard of Earl Nightingale, I recommend go looking him up. You can go to nightingale.com. But Earl Nightingale, back in 1956, I believe it was, made this audio for his sales reps. And it was called The Strangest Secret. Okay, and it's such a powerful audio. Actually, Napoleon Hill was Earl Nightingale's mentor. And so he learned and taught a lot of the same things that Napoleon Hill did, but he, again, taught them in a different perspective. And for those of you that have been following me, you know that I've been reading and listening to Napoleon Hill for, about 8 months now, at least, about 8 months now. And, his teachings, his philosophy has changed my life. It's one of the most powerful books. I think Grow Rich is the most powerful book you'll ever read. It's changed millions and millions and millions of people's lives. It's responsible for millions and millions of people's success. But again, sometimes it's good to get a different perspective on things. And even Napoleon Hill himself said that he has not, written or spoke the last word about this philosophy. So anyways, not to get off track here, but just give you a background of what we're going to talk about today. And basically what that is positive mental attitude, okay? Positive mental attitude, making new decisions, and really how to manifest, how to really understand and believe that nothing is impossible. You should really take that word out of the dictionary, out of your dictionary, because everything is possible. Everything is possible. But the fact is that you have to believe it. That's the key. Now, why does Earl Nightingale call this the strangest secret? I think this is important. He calls it the strangest secret because if you look back down through the years, thousands and thousands of years, people have talked about this. They have talked about that we become what we think about. You look back in the Bible and you'll find all kinds of quotes, about as a man believeth, so shall he beeth, ask and ye shall receive, and knock and the door shall be open unto you, from the speech on the Sermon on the Mount. I mean, it's been talked about for thousands of years. You look, Roman emperors have talked about the same thing, that, if you want to be rich, you can be rich. What we think about, we become. So why is it that, here we are, 2013 at the time of doing this video, and there's still millions of people, possibly even billions of people, that have never heard of this philosophy, of this secret. It's really strange, because this is the secret to literally unlocking everything that you want in life. So let's talk about this, okay? And I want to begin with a metaphor that Earl Nightingale gave that I thought was just so powerful, okay? So think of your mind as a field, okay? And think of a field. Farmer goes out and he plants two crops. He plants, corn, and he plants nightshade, which is a deadly poison. Now the field doesn't care, just like the mind, the field doesn't care what you plant in it, okay? As ye sow, so shall you reap, okay? So this farmer goes and plants these two crops. And what happens? He takes care of them, he waters them, and sooner than later they come up, both of them. The field does not care what you plant. It will return whatever you plant in it. Same goes with the mind. Now the mind's a little bit more complex and complicated than a field, but the same principles apply. So if you plant negativity, if you plant failure, if you plant all the negative stuff, fear, anger, resentment, that's what you're going to get back in return. Now, instead, if you plant positive things, success, whatever your goal is. That's the key. Is you have to set a determined goal. That's what you will get. Okay, but here's the thing, and here's the thing. I'll just be straight honest with you, straight up front with you. I've been struggling with this myself over the past month, and I'm still trying to determine exactly why. And I think I know why, and that's why I'm bringing it up. But you have to focus on that. You have to focus on that. A lot of people struggle with, how do I keep my mind positive? A lot of us have been flooded with negativity our whole life, in the news, our family, our friends, whatever it is. How do you stay positive? How do you control your mind? Because see, that's the key. Is you have to control your thoughts. You have to control your mind. And that's something that I haven't been doing the past month. I've been letting my mind wander. I've lost my focus on my goal. And that's another key point, is you need to set a goal. The best thing that I could recommend that you do is go find, I'm sure somewhere online, actually I'll probably put it below this video. You need to print out a major definite purpose, okay? And you can change it up to different wording or whatever, add things to it, but print that up, fill it out, and read it every morning and night. And again, that's something that I have not been doing very well lately, okay? And that would explain why I've let negativity come into my life, because I've lost sight of my goal. Now, when you know where you're going, when you have a goal, when you know where you're going, and you focus on that, and you believe that you can achieve that, you will achieve it, okay? And, Earl Nightingale uses another metaphor. I thought that was really cool. And this is something that I try to remind myself, because I think a lot of us, including myself, think that, well, if it was, if it was really that easy, why isn't everybody doing it? And that's a great question. I don't know why people don't use their mind, but your mind is powerful. And, another thing that I've thought about is, and sometimes I question, does this really work? And I have to think back to all the successes, Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, all the people that have used this philosophy, that have achieved what they've set their mind to, okay? And so my point to that is that we have to have faith, in a sense. And that's a principle that Napoleon Hill talks about in Think and Grow Rich. Faith is a key factor to achieving results, okay? You may not know how you're going to achieve those goals that you have, okay, or your major definite purpose. But if you have faith, infinite intelligence will reveal the plan to you, okay? And I forget what I was going to say. So, you have to focus on those goals. It's basically what I was getting to. You have to read them every morning and night. You have to believe in your heart of hearts and deep down inside that you can achieve them. Oh, I was going to tell you that Earl Nightingale's metaphor, which was he was looking at I think he said an earth mover, a gigantic machine that moves dirt and gravel and things like that. And he said he was looking, and this thing was just massive. And at the very top, you saw this little compartment with this guy up there controlling this earth mover. And he thought about it as, the human brain. The human brain, it's so powerful, but yet we don't realize it. We don't realize it, okay? So you really can achieve anything that you want in life if you put your mind to it. We've heard this, I don't know about you, but I heard that growing up all the time. You can do whatever you put your mind to. And it's so true. It's so true. Another thing that I want to talk about, and I'll end this video here, is making decisions. See, this is another thing that I've struggled with, and you've probably heard me talk about it before. But part of the reason that I've let negativity come back into my life is because I made a decision to let that happen. And if you're struggling to stay positive, just make the decision to do it. Make the decision in here. Just like when, for those of you that don't know me, I am a recovering alcoholic and drug addict. And just like when I was out there using, I made the decision to continue to use drugs and alcohol. I made the decision to continue to ruin my life. And as soon as I made the decision that I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, that I wanted to change my life, I couldn't do it until then. So I made the decision in here, really deep down inside, made that decision. So if you want to be successful, make the decision. Make decisions, okay? Don't sit there, don't procrastinate, don't think that it's just going to come to you, because until you make that decision, it won't. Just like, when I was struggling in network marketing, I made the decision to do something about it. I could have made the decision to quit, but I made the decision to do something about it. And, I made the decision to quit my job to go after my dreams. Same thing applies. They're not necessarily easy decisions, but they're decisions that have to be made. Last thing that I want to say is that you need to realize, some of you may be going through some tough times, okay? I've been there, trust me. Even though I'm young, just 3 short years ago, I had absolutely nothing to my name. Nothing to my name. And I even forget about that sometimes myself. I had nothing to my name. So your adversities, every adversity has a seed of an equivalent benefit. So what that means is that instead of looking at that adversity and focusing on it and saying, man, this sucks, I'm never going to get out of it, how am I going to deal with this? What am I going to do? Instead of doing that, why don't you say, hey, pain is temporary. This is going to have something good come out of it. And I'm going to learn from this and grow from this and become a better person because of it. And just realize that no successful person, and Napoleon Hill talks about this, out of the 500 of the richest men and women that he researched, none of them became successful without going through struggles, without going through adversities. Okay, so realize that, accept that, and have faith that everything's going to work out. And you will become successful if you follow the other principles that we talked about: the positive mental attitude, having goals, and having a burning desire to achieve those goals, and making a decision to go after them. Love you guys. Dave Bowen, signing off. I'll talk to you later.